Alright guys, welcome back to another episode here on Scamping with Jay. I am at Glowconsin this weekend in New Lisbon, Wisconsin. I wanted to start off with this sign because according to, she has a picture of this sign on the Hip Camp listing. But the way her picture is, it makes this sign look really huge. And as you can see, it's not that big. It's only about 1 foot by maybe 2.5 feet. So I did almost drive past this place because I was looking for a real big sign. And it's not a very big sign. It's pretty small. But anyway, so just keep in mind, if you do book out here, you're looking for a sign that's about 1 foot by 2.5 feet. It's not that huge. Susie, the property owner slash host, is not on site. Basically, when you book, she sends you the combination to this padlock, and you just pretty much let yourself in. Note to the person that was here before me. Don't just change one letter when you're leaving a place. Even without the combination, I could have easily figured it out because you only turned one letter. So let's do better next time, okay? So let's go ahead and take a walk back to the site. You will notice my tent is here. The reason my tent is here is the cell service slash internet is very poor in this area, which is really unfortunate because I drive to the highway over in that direction or drive to the highway over in that direction, and I got full bars, full LTE, but at the actual site itself, way back there, I have nothing. I can't make a phone call, I can't send a text, there is no internet. But right here at the beginning of the driveway I do have somewhat of cell service, and I can get internet, although it's not the greatest. So last night I did move my tent out here because anyone that knows me knows that I like to fall asleep to a movie or to a documentary or whatever. So I moved it out here so I could still use the internet as I fell asleep last night. So we come walking back here. It is a very nice site. Unfortunately, due to the internet access, I probably won't be visiting this place alone again. But Susie was very nice, very accommodating host, very friendly, even though I haven't seen her. That's a big selling point for me, though. I do appreciate an absent host because I camp alone to be alone. So I do like these ones where the host doesn't live on site and you're just left alone in the elements by yourself for the weekend. Over here, this is an old ATV trail, I'm guessing, of some sort. Hasn't been used in years and years and years, but I did walk back there, and it just kind of loops around, and the treads that are in the ground definitely aren't as wide as a car, so it's definitely an ATV trail of some sort. And here we come back to the site itself. As you can see, it is a very spacious, very wide open spot here in the break of these pine trees. You can see wide open skies. I did discover last night that the stargazing here is quite epic. We had a half moon last night, and there was just stars for days and days and days and days. Normally I don't look up from my phone to see those types of things, but without internet service, I had plenty of time to look up and look around. One bright side is Pandora does have a play offline option. Where that's stored in my phone, I don't know. Maybe it's just part of the app. But I do have 4 stations that have offline capabilities. Each of them have 100 songs on it, so I've got 400 songs worth of music on my phone with or without internet, so that was a saving grace. If that wasn't the case, I probably would have packed up this morning and headed home. So we'll start here. There is electricity here. Let me see if I can wrap around here. You do have RV hookup. You do have 110 hookup. It is on at no extra charge. I just plugged in my stupid bug lamp that is pretty much next to useless, but it is running. If you're a person that's just going to be looking to charge devices, I do want to point this out. You can see how my cord is very smushed to get in there. If I cared about this bug lamp, I probably wouldn't have plugged it in, but if the cord gets ruined, the cord gets ruined. So you either want to make sure that your charger has its USB port on the outside, or you're going to want to bring some type of surge protector or extension cord just to initially plug in so you're not running into that pinching issue. And we'll come back here. You are welcome to use anything in the shed here. It's unlocked when you get here. There's a couple rakes, a shovel, a very, very dull lawnmower, because I did try and use that, and it just pushes the grass around. It doesn't really do anything. Big, gigantic work light. Not sure why you'd want that, but who knows? To each their own. Broom, hammock, saw, hatchet, axe. You are allowed to harvest your own firewood on site from trees that have fallen. I did take a walk around earlier this morning just to see what kind of firewood is about. Unfortunately, all I could find fell quite some time ago, so it's pretty rotten. You'd put in an awful lot of work for wood that's going to burn about as fast as newspaper. So I headed out to one of the local stores and I picked up some firewood last night on my way here, and then I just got back from Quick Trip with a few more bundles. It does get spendy for firewood in the area. Every place seems to want like $6 a bundle, and I like my fire. So back here, that is the toilet. Now I bring my own toilet, and this is why. You can see this is some type of modified old porta potty. It's not level. The hole is not that deep. So I'm just not going to be using this. If I have to go to the restroom, I will simply set up my own toilet and go about my business the way I normally do. I mean, it's nice to have a toilet, but I don't know, to each their own. I would use that at your own risk, because you're not far from the stuff the last person left, and gross. Now, that TV tray did also come out of the shed. Thought, hey, that's a great place to put my water jug. Awesome. So that is very convenient and very accommodating of her to provide all those tools. Would be nice if she took the lawnmower in for a sharpening, though, so it actually did something. This is the area here that I initially had my tent set up in. But like I said, no internet, no YouTube, no Netflix, no nothing back here. So I did move my tent to where you saw it at the beginning of the video. This fire pit is monstrous. I'm going to guess 6, maybe 7 feet in diameter. I had a normal campfire, and as you can see, my ash pile maybe takes up 25% of this fire pit. To the garbage Nazis out there, don't worry, I plan on picking up my bottles and throwing them away. I just like to make attempts at making bottle art, as I like to call it. The only one I did really well at last night was this one, and it's still kind of broke, and we'll see how that goes. As far as the fire pit goes, I mean, when you walk in initially, I mean, you are impressed by its size, but it is extremely impractical. I would like a smaller fire pit, unless you're going to bring a giant truck with about 30 to 40 pallets, or you want to spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars in firewood at the local shops and gas stations that are around. You're really never going to utilize that entire fire pit, and you can see by all the green growing around it that nobody this year, being middle of August, has used that fire pit to its full potential. So like I said, it's a great concept. Like, everybody goes, ooh, big fire pit, but then you realize, why are you going to have a fire that big unless you're burning brush, or like I said, you have 40 pallets or hundreds of dollars to spend on local firewood. She does request that you only use local firewood, obviously, for, I think it's the ash borer bug or whatever. Don't want that in the area killing trees. As you can see, it's a nice wooded property. You are, pretty secluded. There is road noise. You're not far off the road. It's not a very busy road. You're going to hear most of that noise during the day. And then at night, you really don't hear much of anything other than crickets and other nighttime animal noises. Heard some coyotes in the distance last night. So, anyway, this has been my tour of Glowconsin in New Lisbon, Wisconsin. I do recommend it, unless you're someone like me that needs internet because you camp alone and that's your only form of entertainment. If you do bring an RV here, be prepared to either back it all the way in or back it all the way out. There really isn't any option to turn around in this place. So you're either backing in or you're backing out. I would suggest backing in, just so it makes leaving easier. You don't want to be tired after a weekend and you just want to get home, and then now you're stuck back in your RV out of the driveway. So back in, don't back out. Will I return to Glowconsin in New Lisbon, Wisconsin? Yes, I would, but not alone. This is a good spot. There's plenty of room for a large party to set up here and have a good time. You can get several tents throughout the area, and obviously there's the driveway if you have an RV or a pop-up or anything of that nature. So it is definitely a nice spot. It is definitely affordable at $20 a night with electricity. You really can't beat that. So, but anyway, until next time, this has been another site tour here on Scamping with Jay, and we will see you next time.